So what's happening here has probably happened to you a few times and you really got frustrated, so now you're looking at YouTube tutorials, and well, I'm going to give you a way to deal with this that you can use in a match. So no, I am not going to go over every small different option King has and which button you need to press to break it. So like here you can go into this multi-throw or that multi-throw. That's going in way too deep and that's not what you need. And also I'm not going to oversimplify it and say it's just spamming 1, 2 or 1 plus 2 because that is just useless.
Fight.
Now when can King go into multi-throws? Because yeah, what is the difference here with just doing standard grabs? Well, King's multi-throws, they come from a movement option or they need a crouching opponent. So this one, he needs to go into a crouch dash first, so he needs to do this. Then you have this weird crouch dash thing, that's also a movement option. Then you have his Jaguar step to go into multi-throws, this side step thing to go into multi-throws. So he always needs a movement option. And also he has this thing, if you're crouching then he can go into a multi-throw. But yeah, he needs a specific situation here. So yeah, these things don't come out as fast as, let's say, a giant swing or a tombstone. So the thing is balanced because he needs to take more risk to go into the multi-throw, and that's why you're taking more damage and you need to guess the mix-up. So now I think we can split up King's multi-throws into 3 categories. So the first ones are from his crouch dash, with crouch dash 1 plus 4 or crouch dash 2 plus 3. The second category are the moves with down forward 1 plus 3 or down forward 2 plus 4. This one, he goes into this weird crouch dash animation. You have a few other ways to go into these multi-throws, so I'll show you them. And then you have the one from his Jaguar step, which is this thing. And if you go Jaguar step with 3 plus 4 and do 1 plus 4, you get this, or you can go to the other with 2 plus 3. Yeah. Now first, let's go over King's crouch dash multi-throws. So he can go into a crouch dash, then 1 plus 4. And this one is the one with the rolling death cradle. So if we do this correctly, yeah, it will start rolling and this does so much damage. Yeah, look at this. 110. And then you have the other one. It's with crouch dash 2 plus 3. It goes into this leg grab, and here he can go into King's bridge, which looks like this, and then he falls down really weird, and then it takes you on his back and bam! Yeah, 59 damage, 59, 95. Now we set the other King up to do these 2 moves, and as you can see here is that the animation is completely the same. So it doesn't matter if he does the 1 plus 4 or the 2 plus 3, you cannot make a difference. Now the first one is the one with the arm, and that goes into the rolling death cradle, is a 1 break, and the second one is a 2 break. So here you have a mix-up between a 1 or a 2, so you actually just have to guess. But let's say you actually guessed wrong and you get into the multi-throw part. Well, what do you do then? Well, there is this really great chart someone made, and I'm going to show it to you here. So this is the chart. Well, I'm putting the Reddit link to it in the description, and it's made by these guys, which is amazing. So Phil, Seven, Hayati, and Gizmo, thank you very much. The thing here is it shows how to go into the multi-throw. So you have the crouch dash into the 1 plus 4, or you have the crouch dash into the 2 plus 3, and then you get into the multi-throw section, where King has a few options. Now blue you can break with 1, yellow you can break with 2, and then red you need to break with 1 plus 2. So, and it also states how much damage, and yeah, and this thing means that he goes automatically into this throw, so you can't break this anymore. Now what do you see here? Well, the things we want to avoid are rolling death cradle and King's bridge, because it's a lot of damage, it's the most damage. How do you avoid this? Well, it's both with this red block here, and that is a 1 plus 2 break. So if you get into after a crouch dash, if you don't break the crouch dash, then your best bet is to mash 1 plus 2. Here it's important because otherwise he might be able to go into rolling death cradle, but he still needs to do a mix-up. And on this one, actually if you miss the 1 plus 2, if he grabs your leg and you don't do the 1 plus 2 break, well, he automatically gets King's Bridge here and 95 damage. So if he crouch dash grabs you, you better be mashing 1+2 to make the mashing easier, because mashing 1+2 with 2 fingers is not that easy. I binded this button to 1+2. You can do it yourself, or maybe you already have a bind, but I like to just have that button to get 1+2 out. But now if you, let's say you miss the 1+2, you can still break the rolling dead cradle by mashing 2. So yeah, that's something you should remember if you mess it up. Also, you get this advanced mix-up here, where if you break the 1+2 always, yeah, the king is not going to go here, but he is going to go to the head jammer, because he can get 65 damage. What's with these numbers? 65 damage automatically. So that's where the mix-up happens, where you can say, oh, maybe I should, after a crouch dash, I should be pressing 2, and if he goes into the chicken wing face lock, I can still mash 2 to get out of the rolling dead cradle. But yeah, those are advanced reads and you need to be playing the guy a lot. So yeah, for now I just say press 1+2. Let's put this into practice. So I'm going to let King do King's Bridge here, and then in the other one I'm going to let him do rolling dead cradle, if I can find it. Yeah, this one. Okay. And let's do this, and we're just going to mash 1+2. So we break the rolling dead cradle, and here he goes to the leg grab thingy, and I wasn't mashing fast enough, and now he's going to destroy me. So here he does the leg grab thingy, and now I'm mashing fast enough, and as you can see, I break the grab. So we learned now that you should mash pretty fast, so not like this, but like this. Now let's go over the second category. Now here you have a few options to go into the same chain of throws, but I'm going to talk about down forward 1+3 first and down forward 2+4. Now these are both chain throws. He goes into this weird crouch dash animation. Yeah, this is different than your normal other chain throw. You can see it here, I hope. See, he goes really deep and then just grabs you. And the thing here is also, the first one is a 2 break. Yeah, this one, the one with 1+3. No, yeah, with 1+3 is a 2 break, and the other one is a 1 break. So the one with 2+4. Let's look at the chart, because these guys made a chart for all the chain throws, and then we see what we can do. But first, let's look at the damage potential of this chain throw. So, boom. Oh, oh. And then giant swing and kablam. So this is the second chart. Well, here on the left you have the down forward 2+4, and then the reverse arm slam with the down forward 1+3. This one is blue, so it's a 1 break. This one is yellow, so it's a 2 break. So you see we have a mix-up. Now the other things here, I'm going to take my pen and I'm going to scratch them for now. That's a weird strike, but okay. And it's because there are other options to go into this arm slam, but we're going to talk about this later. Now there's one really important thing about this chart, and I think it's this one. So you see that from a reverse arm slam, he only has one option, and that is a 1 break. The reverse special stretch bomb, what a name, with down forward 2+4. You break with a 2. So what you can do is, if you see that weird crouch dash motion, you can start pressing 2. And if that didn't break it, you know that he went into the other part, the reverse arm slam, and then you start mashing 1. And so this way you can beat both options. So actually this is not a great option for King, because it's really slow to get into. And if he gets into that, there's actually a way to beat both options. Now let's put this in practice. So I made the King do the 2 options. And what I'm going to do is, once I see this movement, so the weird waving movement, I'm going to press 2. And once the grab didn't break, I'm going to mash 1. So let's see what this gives. This breaks it. This didn't break it, so I'm mashing 1 and I'm out of it. Again, 2 breaks it. 2 breaks it. 2 breaks it. And mash 1 and getting out of it. Now King has a few other options to get into the chain throw of down forward 2+4. So the first option is he can sidestep 2+4. And he does this and then goes into a chain grab, but it's the same chain as with the down forward 2+4. And the other option is, if we set him to crouching, you can do down forward 1+3, or down forward 2+4. One is a 1 break, the other one is a 2 break, so this is a mix-up also, but you have to be in crouch. And then if we're going to explain this one how to break it, this one from the sidestep is actually a 2 break. So I'm going to press 2 here and walk forward. It's always a 2 break, but because it comes from a sidestep, he might grab my side. And the thing is, in Tekken, grabs from your side, you need to break with the right arm. So if he grabs your left shoulder, you need to press 1, and if he grabs your right shoulder, you need to break 2. So this is a 2 break, but if he sidesteps and he grabs your arm, he grabs your side, you need to press the right button for that. So if we're just going to stand still, this becomes a 1 break. And this was a 2 break because he was at my front, the 1 didn't work. So yeah, it's not easy to see whether it's a side break or not, but what I think is that you're not just standing there, you're just, most of the time you're walking back and blocking if he grabs you. So if this happens to you, I would say if you're walking back, then you realign, as you can see here, if you're blocking. So I would say just press 2 for this one, because the chances of you breaking it with a 2 are better than the chances of breaking it with a 1. So now let's take this to the chart. So here you see the reverse arch slam. We talked about this already. Normally you shouldn't get hit by this. So we look at the other one, and here you have the 2 other options. So on a crouching enemy and with the sidestep. Well, you see that he goes automatically into Cannonball Buster if he grabs you, and then you need to press 1 or 2, and depends. And then also you can press 1 or 2. So here you have a pretty much a mix-up, where the damage outcome at the end is kind of the same. So yeah, it doesn't really matter what you're pressing, so you mash 1 or 2, but not 1 plus 2. Let's say you get grabbed by the reverse arch slam and he does the backdrop. Well, here also you can say, oh yeah, I'm just going to mash 1 or 2, depending on what he does. But then there's this big thing where King can actually has a shortcut to most of his grab chains. So if you saw me doing these things, I was just mashing 1 button. I actually don't know shit about these chain grabs. I really don't know how to do them. But the thing is, as you can see here, to do the Cannonball Buster, he just needs to do key charge, key charge, key charge. So you bind that to a button. And then Power Bomb, always you key charge. Here also you just key charge. And then you get into this. So I would say that most Kings, if you're a true King player and you played it all your life, you're learning this thing. You know how to do everything. I think, yeah, if you're playing King a bit, then this is also something you can do. But if you're just picking up King and you just want to have some fun and don't really learn every chain grab, yeah, you're just mashing this out. That's why the purple stars are put here. So the thing you see here is that the mashing is always to the 1 break. It's always going to the 1 break. So I would say that if you want to break this, I would guess on doing 1. I would just go and mash 1. Why? Because he needs to know this thing, and otherwise, if you see like you're already at the Manhattan drop and you didn't break it already, then maybe you should go for a 2, because the guy knows you're just mashing 1, and then you need to try a 2 break. So to show this to you, I just binded my key charge button to this one here. And now I'm going to just key charge all the time after I'm doing the chain grab throw. And you can see that I'm just completely destroying him. So this is what a lot of Kings, I think, might be doing. So you better just be mashing 1 to break this, because every throw here can be broken with a 1 except for the automatic chain grab throws. So now to finish, there is the chain throws from the Jaguar step. Well, this is actually also just Jaguar step 3 plus 4 into 1 plus 4, or Jaguar step into 2 plus 3. This thing is actually just break it with 1 or break it with 2. It's also a mix-up like all the other ones. And then you get into the chain throw stage. And let's look at the damage in this chain throw stage. Well, if you hit the full chain throw, it does quite a lot of damage, but he needs to go through a few steps to get to that damage. So if you guessed wrong the whole time, yeah, this keeps on going. And then bam, 126 damage. That hurts. So what you see here is the Cobra clutch. It's the Jaguar step into a grab, and you see it's a 1 or 2 break. But the thing is, if the king just knows doing 1, 4 and then key charging and key charging and key charging and key charging, just as I did, he can go to the screwdriver. So how do you break this? You press 1 and you mash 1. That's a safe option. So if we look at the mix-up of this throw chain, well, you get the Cobra clutch. He can go here, but I think as a king player you want to go here. So you do the Cobra twist. This is automatic. You can't break this, and then you need a 1 or a 2 break. So yeah, you just guess 1 or 2, and then he might go into a 1+2. So do I mash 1+2 here? Well, that's not the safest option, because otherwise he can go into this big chain. So I rather eat like 69 damage than getting the chance to just get completely wrecked and lose all my life. So yeah, I don't want that. So I press 1 or 2. Here the same, you have 1+2 break, but yeah, maybe you should be pressing 1 or 2, because the screwdriver hurts a lot compared to the Sol Naciente. So I think here this is the same as with the second category. You press 1 or 2, and your best bet is to press 1 until you notice he's always doing a 2 break, and then you start mashing 2. So yeah, that's kind of my opinion on all these throw breaks. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this made it a bit clear for you. I was really frustrated when I started playing about the multi-throws, because it just seems so crazy, but once you know them a little bit and you know how to counteract them, you know the guy might just get lucky, or you know that yeah, it's your fault that you didn't break it. So if you enjoyed this content, then please like and subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of other YouTube tutorials on here, and I'm going to do a lot of other YouTube stuff. So yeah, see you guys.